Hello, hello. Okay, we are just gonna wait for a couple people to hop on. I'm actually really excited about this. Hey Tina, hey Christy. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so I am super excited about this because y'all know I am like so passionate about teaching in general. Hey Janice, guys, if you're hopping on, drop me a comment. Where are you watching from? Or make it fun. What are you doing right now? For me, literally we had a play date all day with my daughter. So we had a little girl over and she just is like such a joy to be around. She's so cute. They played in the pool. We filled the pool with bubble baths and let them just like go to town. They had popsicles, which kids just love popsicles in general. What else did we do? I worked at I just sat at my, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, dining room table, guys. Straight up, like I need another mom crack stick, like no joke. Sat at my dining room table, worked for a couple of hours. We're about to head to church and teach a class there, and it's just been a really good day. So, relaxing before you cook. Aw, thank you. Guys, these mermaid supplements I'm taking to grow my hair out are no joke, let me tell you. Like I've spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on shampoos and different things that are like supposed to be these miracle workers. And for $1 a day, I found like literally the thing that is like the best for your hair. And I am really glad I found it. So, so we're gonna talk specifically about social media, but in general, and really the basis of this is your reputation, my reputation, just reputation in general. So I wanna talk to you, first I explained this to a group of 20-something 4-year-olds to 5th graders. So I want to teach you that part because a lot of you guys that watch me have kids. So this is a great way to teach them what a reputation is and how they can create a good one. And then I want to take that and go ahead and relate it again to social media. And specifically when it comes to social media, I'm going to be specifically talking to some of you guys that use social media to make money like I do. Because some of you guys are killing it and you're doing great. And some of you guys are mediocre at best, and it's not your fault. I just don't think you're being trained properly. And again, that is just for me outside looking in, looking at your actual profile and seeing what you're posting. So I'm gonna give you some tips on that and how that relates to how our social media reputation relates to our real reputation. And then I also wanna leave you with a spiritual application to share with your kids because again, like reputation is just such a huge, huge thing. So first of all, with these little kids, the first thing that I did, because I was like, how am I going to teach reputation to a bunch of children? Because one, it's a big word. Two, even as an adult, like sometimes it's hard to explain, okay, what is your reputation? So I printed out this picture. And at the top it says, what is your reputation? It has a picture of a teddy bear, a tiger, a donkey, vegetables, a dog, a pig, and a turtle. And what I did is we just went through the list and I said, okay, when I say teddy bear, what do you think about? And they said cuddly and soft and furry. And we just went through the thing. And I said, okay, what you think about somebody when you say their name, that is their reputation. So, and I didn't name any names, obviously, but I said some of you, when your teachers think of you, they think, ooh, that kid, they mess around in class all the time. They talk a lot. They don't pay attention. They don't ever turn their homework in. That kid lies a lot. Like we have to always question, is he telling the truth? I was like, that is your reputation. And then some of you, when we think of you, we think, man, she's always wanting to help. He always sits up straight and pays attention. He always goes the extra mile to make sure that everybody is comfortable when there's visitors. And so that is your reputation. And then I asked him, I said, now your reputation is what other people think of you. I said, do you control your reputation? And it's kind of a trick question because the first thought was, no, I can't control what other people think. However, you're the one that is doing the things repetitively to make up your reputation. So you actually can control your reputation. And we just talked a little bit about that, and I have my notes here because I don't want to go on rabbit trails. We do have to go to church in a little bit, so I'm trying to like not make this super long. But so long story short, yes, you can control your reputation. And I gave them some things that they could do to, if they have a bad reputation, because one little boy even told me, he's like, I feel like I'm stupid. Like when people think of me, they think I'm stupid. And one, it broke my heart because no kid should ever think that they're stupid. But two, that just tells me that somebody is not spending enough time with that child teaching them. Because no kid is stupid. Now I get there are like legit learning disabilities and maybe you have a special needs child. So if you compare them to another child, they may feel stupid. But in my experience, because I have a couple of friends with special needs children, they are very good about not playing that comparison game and like making sure that their child understands you're unique and you're special and you're not stupid. Like when a kid uses the word, I think I'm stupid, it's usually not coming from them, it's coming from other people. Because realistically, stupid is a relative term. I would be considered stupid if you put me up against certain people, especially in certain areas. I think most of us would be considered stupid if you put us up against somebody else in a certain area that they have a better advantage in. For example, history, not my friend, not very good at it. If you put me up to my husband and we had a little history challenge, definitely considered stupid. But I don't consider myself a stupid person because my self-worth does not come from what I know in one subject. So, totally off subject, but all that to say, so I kind of briefly explained to him, like, you're not stupid, but maybe you need to talk to your parents and ask them, like, you know, I'm having trouble with reading or I don't understand math, like get the extra help. It is very sad, and especially for such a young child, but on the bright side, because he is so young, like he can fix that and his parents can fix that. Hopefully before he gets, you know, middle school, high school, to where he's like really, really behind, you know, compared to the other kids. And he doesn't have any learning disabilities either. So that I'm not talking about a kid, again, that doesn't have control over a lot of it. It's just going to be communicating and making sure he gets the help that he needs to change, you know, I guess, reputation. As sad as that is, that's still considered a reputation, even though, you know, at such a young age, it is hard to control that part of it. Like, it's your behavior by the time you're 4, 5, 6, like, that is 100% your control. Your education, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I'm all about empowerment and you take control of your actions, like, sometimes young kids, it really is their parents taking control of some of those actions. But anyways, so then turning and relating that to adults. Now, in real life, yes, we absolutely, I think all of you can think of, like, what is my reputation? And I'm not talking about what 1 or 2 people think of you either, because there's always going to be negative Nancys that are very small-minded, especially if you practice growth mindset and money mindset like I do. There's going to be people that they don't like what you're putting out, so they are just going to put you down regardless of what you're doing. But when the majority of people think a certain way about you, that is a telltale sign it's your actual reputation and not just somebody, again, trying to be a negative Nancy and kind of bring you down to their level. Because I have those, trust me. I have those in real life. I have those on social media. So that is, like, I wouldn't worry about those people. However, there are 6 types of people on social media. 3 that are bad and 3, actually, I would say 2 that are bad, 1 that can kind of go either way, and then 3 that are good. So I like to end on a positive note, so we're going to start with the bad. The first kind of person are the complainers. You know those people that their social media reputation is they are always complaining. If you know a complainer, drop me down a 1 in the comments. Okay, I don't care. And you may be the complainer. You may be like, crap, that she's talking about me. Okay, change it. Not a big deal. All of these you can change. So if you know any complainers, drop me down a 1. And those are the ones that, no joke, every time you go to their page, It could be their birthday and they're complaining about how somebody didn't text them happy birthday, or they went to their favorite restaurant and they were out of whatever they wanted to order. Like, it doesn't matter. They are complaining. Number 2 are the ones that are always take. Like, give me. So number 2, those are the ones that are always looking for a handout. They're always starting those GoFundMe things for, you know, they want whatever you're funding them for. And I'm not saying those are all bad, but majority of the time when I see those, I'm like, the ones starting for themselves, not the ones that they're sharing for other people. They're the ones that are like, can you give me a ride somewhere? Man, I really want to make extra money, but I don't want to spend any money. I don't want to like put any work out, but can like someone help me make some extra money? Like the takers. So if you know a taker, drop me down a 2 down in the comments. And again, if I'm talking about you, now first off, I don't have anyone in mind with most of these, at least the bad ones, but if I'm talking about you, like that's okay. This is just your wake up call to change it. So if you know a taker, drop me a 2 down in the comments. Number 3, these are a fun group, the sellers. They're always trying to sell you something. Legit, you can go look at their page and somewhere in their last 5 posts is a picture of a product that they want you to buy. Those are the people that may be making a little bit of money on social media. They're not making very much, and they're always wanting you to join their team and buy their product and, you know, whatever. And guys, y'all know I make a full-time income off social media. I advertise on social media for a living. So I am not talking bad about the people that are doing it the right way. I'm actually not talking about the people doing it the wrong way. I'm just trying to separate the two so you guys understand a little bit different. And educate some of you guys who are the spammers on maybe how to shift a little bit and really increase your income and your influence. So drop me down a 3 if sometime in the last, we'll say 48 hours, you scrolled through and you saw at least one person trying to sell you something. Drop me down a 3. And if you're like, I don't know, like I make money on social media, I don't know if this is me. Go to your social media. If somewhere in the last 5 posts is a picture of a product and you trying to sell it, or a graphic saying, join my team for this amount of money, you're a seller. Now, the good news is you can change from a seller to a go-getter is what we're calling them. And I'll explain that in the next category. Pretty simply by just adding a few tweaks in there, or some of you guys, it really is, you're maybe need to have open mind with maybe being in a little bit different company than what you're in, because some companies are way spammier than others. In some teams, again, sometimes it's not the company, it's the team. Number 4 are the positive thinkers. Now, these are the people that they literally could have been at a parade and it started downpouring and they're praising God because they had an umbrella with them. Or they're praising God that they had a plastic bag that they held over their head. Like, they can find the positive in everything. These are the people that people kind of gravitate toward. So if you know someone who is always positive and you look at their social media and you can just tell like they are a positive person, drop me down a 4 in the comments. These are the people that are the positive thinkers. Now, I'm going to tell you how this all ties together and how you can leverage your social media reputation to make income in just a few minutes. I have a family member that happens to be one of these positive people. I'm not going to name her because I don't know how much of her story she's talking about publicly, and my family will know, but I don't think anyone else will know who I'm talking about. But she took in some foster kids, including a baby. Then she found out that her kidney was failing. She only has one kidney. Found out her kidney was failing. They had to give the baby back because she just couldn't handle it, because she started going through dialysis and different things. And through this time, she's just praising God and she's so positive and she's just loving life. So shortly after that, their house flooded. A lot of her dialysis stuff was ruined. All of their floors were ruined. They had to pay they didn't have any insurance, so they had to pay to put everything in. Not one time did you see anything negative on Facebook, and she's just excited because they got back in their house faster than they thought they were, and the hotel they had to stay in the first night was like super nice and the kids loved it. And then found out that her husband was going to try to donate a kidney to her. So they were supposed to go up yesterday and have an appointment to, I don't know all the technicalities, but to see about the donation On the way up there, they got into a car wreck. Their car was totaled. They weren't hurt, but the car was totaled. She's posting pictures about the awesome restaurant they got to eat at and thanking God for, you know, the fact that there's like an exchange program. So even if her husband's not a match, they may be able to like trade or something. Again, I don't know the terms of this. But I'm just thinking like, how freaking hard would that be to stay positive in that situation? I don't know about you guys, but that would probably be hard for me. I'm naturally tend toward the negative and I make myself focus on the positive, but it's not natural to me. So probably, like, I don't know. I'd probably be freaking out. I don't think I would be as positive as she is. Number 5, those are the go-getters. Those are the ones that they are making killing money off social media. But you look through their page and some of y'all be snoopy because I went from being a seller to a go-getter. Like, I will just admit it. I used to be a spammer. I didn't educate myself in this industry. I used to sell stuff. Then I decided to make a switch. I started with a company instead of selling a bunch of crap, to put it bluntly. I started with a company that was purely advertising. So I started really educating myself on how to do marketing. And some of y'all will scroll through my stuff and you'll message me. And you're in another company. What company are you in? Why aren't you telling us what company? Why are you being secret? I'm like, it's not a secret. It's learning how to market, which you clearly don't know how to do. So go-getters, I love seeing because I'm like, dang, like, you know your stuff. You are like honing in on your craft. You are helping people make money and change their dang lives without being this spammy, selling stuff all over Facebook. You're the ones that are attracting the other people that are already go-getters. And now they're just turning that into money. Now, again, if you're a seller right now, you can very easily move into that go-getter lane if you are willing and have an open mind to some changes. Now, if you're not, totally fine. Like, that's not what this is for. And if you're a go-getter and you're like, but I'm not making any money, you may not have aligned yourself with a brand or with a company yet. Reach out. I guarantee I can hook you up and you can be making money because you're a go-getter. So if you know a go-getter, drop me down a 5 down in the comments. A lot of you guys on my team are on here. You're all go-getters, so I'm dropping lots of 5s down in the comments because you guys freaking rock. Except I'm not actually dropping 5s because I don't know how to do that without cutting myself off. But anyways, and then number 6 are the value adders. Now, usually a go-getter is trying to become a value adder. Now, I will be perfectly honest. I am trying to make the switch from just a go-getter to a value adder, which is somebody who, when you go to their page, you go for a specific reason. You go to learn something. You go because you know the types of posts that they're going to put. If you know a go-getter, put me down a 6 down in the comments. Mostly right now, I do this on Instagram, but I do a lot of planning tips. Like, I use a happy planner. Right now, I use a big teacher happy planner. But I teach people how to do layouts and get creative with it and meal prepping and that kind of stuff. So, and again, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably at like a 3 range right now. Like, I'm working on perfecting that craft, but I'm definitely in the baby steps of it. I have a friend that goes to our church, and she actually has a YouTube channel that's relatively new, but is really good. And what she does is she goes around town and she finds like dollar store deals and like deals of the day, and that's what she shares. So you know when you want to get like the best deals or whatever, you're gonna go over to her page and she's gonna have them. I have another friend, and this is something else that I really try to work on. You want a happy planner, they're really good. She does a bunch of homeschool tips, and this is something that I try to add value to my followers, is with homeschool tips and teaching and self-help and positivity and that kind of stuff. So there's different markets that people work in. Mine are, like I said, planning and homeschooling are the 2 main ones. A little bit of parenting here and there, but parenting is so subjective that like it's really hard to do that because there's so many people that just think very differently, which is totally fine. So anyways, so number 6 would be the value adders. And most of us know a value adder. So 6 people on Facebook, or social media, not Facebook. you can all leverage your social media reputation for income if you want to. And if you don't know how to do that and you're like, well, I have a decent following, I consider myself a go-getter, I add value, reach out to me, reach out to whoever sent you this video if you're like watching it on someone else's page, and ask them, like, hey, I want to make some extra money, I think I'm a good fit for this, how do I do it? Now, if you're like, well, I'm not a go-getter, I have a really small market, but I would love to make some extra money, same thing, reach out. Like, if you are willing to go from someone who's negative to someone who's positive, we can also help you with that if you have an open mind. And again, even if you've been a seller before, I was a seller for a lot of years, didn't make a lot of money at it, probably pissed a lot of people off. And then when I moved from being a seller into being an advertiser and a marketer, and again, if you don't know which one you are, go to your page. If in the last 5 posts, you can tell which spammy little company you're with, you're not a marketer, you're a seller. If you're like, well, that was just a fluke, that was just the one time only. Okay, go to the 5 before that and the 5 before that. In the last 15 posts, how many times did you post something about a product that you're trying to sell people? Like a spammy, here's a picture of a product. And Ray Higdon is, yeah, I know a lot of sellers too. Ray Higdon is just an awesome trainer on that. So go over to his Facebook page if you are a seller and you're wanting to turn into a go-getter. Then the spiritual application that I wanted to leave you guys with, and I did this for the kids. So this is something that's great if you've got little ones and you're trying to teach them reputation. I'm trying to watch my time here. Let me just read this 2 seconds to make sure I understand. Okay. The spiritual application is to have a good reputation, you have to do something over and over and over and over again. Okay, so if you are always telling the truth, you probably got a pretty good reputation when it comes to honesty. However, a bad reputation, how many times do you have to do something before someone thinks, man, that kid's a liar? One time. One time, you get a kid caught in a lie. It doesn't matter how many hundreds of times he told the truth before that, he's now has a reputation as being a liar. One time, you catch a kid sneaking a piece of candy out of a little treasure chest, now he's a sneaky and he's a thief. One time. And that's the application I left with the kids is right now, VSINs are little and your reputations, you can definitely outgrow them, but they're very small. They're not going to change your life. Like the fact that you're labeled as a liar when you're in the 3rd grade isn't going to carry over to not getting you a job when you're older. But you get okay with doing those little sins over and over and over again. Eventually you're older and now you're okay with doing the bigger stuff. And I didn't elaborate on that because they are little kids, but you guys obviously are adults on here. He is the bomb. Those little sins turn into, now you're an alcoholic and now you can't get a job because your little things add up to big things. So when it comes to social media, it's the same way, guys. You're trying to build a business. You're trying to leverage your social media for income because that's the day and age that we live in. If you're not making money off social media, you're way behind the times. And that's not me. That's like statistics, straight up a fact. If you're not making money on social media, you are not up with the times. And you can agree, disagree, doesn't matter. Again, it's a fact. It's not my opinion, so it doesn't bother me if you don't agree with that. But you're doing spammy. Oh, one time I'm going to put a value post out there. That doesn't make you a go-getter. That makes you a poser. That maybe makes you like you're trying. But at the same token, I've seen influencers, lots of value, and then all of a sudden you can tell, started to sell a product and all their followers just dwindle away. It takes one time. If you want a good reputation and right now you don't have a good social media reputation, don't get discouraged when tomorrow people are not lining up to join you and to, learn how to make money from you. I can tell you every single day, I have at least 5 people in my inbox asking me to teach them how to make money from social media. Did you know back when I was trying to sell stuff on Facebook? Nope, people were running from me and blocking me. They were not in my inbox. I had the lucky, every once in a while someone would trust me enough to let me teach them, which was awesome. But for the most part, I was begging people to join me. Now I'm turning people away because I only have room for so many people every week to be able to actually give one-on-one coaching to, because I have a life. I homeschool my kid. Like, I got a lot of stuff going on. So if you want people lining up, asking you how you make money from social media and asking you to train them to do the same thing, you have to have a good reputation. Right now, if I can go to your page and I see that you're selling different products and you're just like spanning all over the place, and you're like, but Tanya, I want to change. I'm going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow, people aren't going to be lining up. It's going to be weeks and months and sometimes even a year or two, because you already gave yourself such a bad reputation with being spammy that people don't want to do what you're doing because they think they have to be spammy. So it's going to take a while for people to trust you, but you have to be okay with that. Because again, you are in control of your reputation. Now, some of you are like, well, it's not my fault. My trainer is training me bad. I get that. And I hate to say this, y'all know I'm blunt. You should have done more research before you signed up with that person. Now, having said that, it's not too late to turn it around. So I just want to leave you with that. Have a good social media reputation and look at your page and ask yourself, am I adding value? If the answer is no, change it. If the answer is yes, don't think, oh man, I've arrived. If the answer is yes, how can I add more value? So again, I'll leave you with that. If you're adding value, that's awesome. Look for ways you can add more. If you're not adding value, ask yourself, why am I not adding value and how can I change that? Have a good one, guys.